Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. The Guinness World Book of Records seems to be expanding every year, with new and crazy records being created and people pushing their bodies to the absolute limit. But what are the most ridiculously crazy records of all time? Well, keep watching to find out. 10. Motorcycle stunt. Starting off our countdown at number 10 is motorcycle stuntman Franz Muellner from Austria, who must have some kind of death wish. In 2014, he performed a stunt that involved Muellner having 4 motorcycles tied to him, one on each arm and one on each leg. The motorcycles then began driving in different directions, pulling the man with a force of 500 newtons. For the non-scientists out there, it's a miracle they didn't tear him apart. Franz used his own strength to pull on the motorbikes for over 10 seconds in order to beat the world record. Not content with that, however, he lasted 24 seconds in excruciating pain. Due to his strength, the Austrian is known as the Austrian Rock and now holds the record for the longest duration restraining 4 motorcycles. We're sure there are safer ways to become a Guinness World Record holder. 9. Car lifting. We don't quite understand how the person at number 9 ever got in a position to realize his talent, but we're glad he did, as it's one of the coolest things we've ever seen. John Evans holds the world record for balancing the heaviest car on his head. This amazing trick requires an unimaginable amount of both strength and balance. The car weighed a whopping 350 pounds, and he supported this using just his head and neck for 33 seconds. This man might be the closest we can get to a real-life superhero. We can imagine him lifting cars off of children if there's an accident, saving their lives. It's a comic book just waiting to happen. 8. The bee tamer. Number 8 gives us the only animal-related record in our countdown today. Which animal is it linked to? Bees. Chinese adventure seeker Ruan Langming broke the world record for the heaviest mantle of bees on a human person in 2015. It is estimated that he ended up being covered in between 600,000 and 1 million of the little buzzing creatures, which weighed around 109 kilograms. Now, Ruan Langming was a beekeeper for about 35 years, so he was used to being around bees, but this is taking it a step further. During the world record attempt, he was stung all over his body around 2,000 times. We can't even imagine that level of pain, while his temperature rose to a hot 60 degrees Celsius due to the weight of the bees and a reaction to all those stings. Luckily, he made a full recovery, but we don't think this is something he'll be trying again soon. 7. Glass breaker. Up next is American bodybuilder Mike O'Hearn, who earned a Guinness World Record title for the most panes of glass run through consecutively. The previous record holder managed 18 panes, but O'Hearn managed to do one better and smashed through 19 of them. Obviously, we know that this is a very dangerous stunt. Safety glass was not used, so the panes split into tiny sharp pieces when smashed and could cause deep cuts. Luckily, O'Hearn didn't injure himself too badly and was only left with a few cuts on his face. The rest of his body was covered in American football-type padding, which helped protect him. 6. Human battering ram. In at number 6 is strongman J.D. Anderson, who attempted to beat the Guinness World Record for the most ice blocks broken only by a person using their body by charging into them. In March 2017, he tried this live on an Italian TV show that was focused on record breakers. He ran toward them and pushed his whole body into the ice blocks like a human battering ram. It was not to be for J.D. Anderson, however, who only managed to smash through 12 of the blocks, with the previous record holder managing 14. Oh, how close. You can see that he doesn't make it through the whole pile that was lined up, and instead crashes to the ground with ice collapsing all around him. He was clearly devastated that he had not reached his target. What is more gutting is that he also managed to injure himself in the process, getting a deep cut in one of his arms. 5. The Ultimate Iceman. Landing in the middle of our countdown is a man commonly known as the Iceman. Wim Hof is an extreme athlete from the Netherlands, and he's renowned for his ability to survive and cope with freezing cold temperatures for much longer than the average human being. In 2009, Wim Hof set the world record for the longest time in direct, full-body contact with ice after submerging himself in a box full of the stuff for an hour and 42 minutes and 22 seconds. But this isn't the end of Hof's daring yet freezing endeavors. He's also famous for climbing over 7,000 meters up the side of Mount Everest wearing only a pair of shorts and shoes. The only reason he didn't make it to the top was a foot injury, not the extreme cold. He says that part of the way he copes with these temperatures is following a particular breathing technique that he calls the Wim Hof method, which includes cold therapy, breathing exercises, and meditation. However, critics of the Wim Hof method have said that it doesn't work and is actually dangerous, as many people have died while attempting it.
In a normal cold condition, he'd be contracting his blood supply.
4. Highest ski jump. And from an Iceman to an ice tamer, coming in at number 4 is a famous international skier, Jamie Pierre. Pierre is a professional free skier who holds the world record for the highest ski jump after skiing off the edge of a cliff that was around 250 feet high. Wow, can you imagine the feeling of panic when your feet leave the ground? Jamie did not have a parachute or bungee cord to break his fall, and instead had to try and negotiate a landing without injuring himself. Jamie successfully landed in a giant snow pile, which his friend had to dig him out of. The only injury he sustained? A cut lip, where his friend hit him with a shovel while digging him out. Imagine surviving a jump like that, only for your mate to injure you. Unfortunately, Jamie Pierre will not be setting new records in the future, as he passed away in 2011 after being caught in an avalanche. Three, catching underwater spears. Ashrita Furman is the record holder at number 3, and he certainly holds an unusual one. We didn't even know it existed until today. The madman is a real thrill seeker and lives for the adrenaline rush of pulling off some pretty hardcore stunts. For this record, Furman was underwater in the Queensboro Community College pool located in New York City. Whilst underwater, Furman was fired at by many spear guns that were just 2 meters away from him. Without having much time to react, Furman caught 14 spears using only one hand in only 60 seconds. If he was not careful, the spears could have struck him and he could have ended up swimming with the fishes. And now let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. 2. Highest skateboarding. Our subscriber picture this week may not be one for the faint-hearted, especially if you're scared of heights. This clip was uploaded by Chinese YouTuber Chang Jai to his 1.2 thousand subscribers. It shows the young man on top of one of the highest buildings in Hong Kong, balancing his skateboard right on the edge of the ledge. This video did receive a lot of backlash, however, with critics saying that he didn't actually skateboard along the edge, just balanced on it. But come on, it's still pretty terrifying, especially as the building is estimated to be around 500 to 600 meters high. The fact that he's balancing on such a narrow metal beam makes us feel a bit sick just watching it, making it one of the most dangerous records on our countdown. 1. Longest freefall. But by far the most dangerous record in our countdown just beats our skateboarder to the top spot, but you'll soon see why. Felix Baumgartner is an Austrian skydiver who specializes in free falling. Free fall refers to the part of skydiving where you don't have the support of a parachute and instead you are literally just flying through the sky with gravity pulling you toward the ground. In 2012, Baumgartner earned the world record for the longest free fall when he jumped off a helium balloon which had been flown to 127,000 feet above the Earth. Look how tiny the planet looks. He's practically in space. The gravitational pull of the Earth meant that Felix fell toward the Earth, reaching speeds of 843 miles per hour. This top speed also means that he was the first ever person to break the sound barrier without the use of a vehicle, like a car. The man is so impressive, we couldn't not put him in our number 1 spot. And that concludes our list of the 10 craziest records of all time. Let us know in the comments section below which one of these is most unusual to you, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell button.